Marie, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hiya, nice to be here. Thank you.
Oh, it's great to be joined by you and obviously representing a skin charity. It'd be great if you could just tell me a bit more about it.
Yeah, definitely so. Skin are quite unique. It's a name that's probably a lot of people haven't heard of, but they're hearing it more and more, particularly in the last 2 years. Skin, 15 years ago, we lost someone to melanoma, which is skin cancer. 15 years ago, there was no information about skin cancer. People really didn't have any information in terms of going on Dr. Google or checking on their iPad or their iPhone.
Yeah.
So there was very, very limited information that could be accessed. And we lost Karen 15 years ago, and the family were devastated beyond compare, really, because obviously there was not very limited treatments. But this is where we are totally different as a charity, because we decided where could we, as a small charity, make the biggest difference? There was charities offering patient support. There was charities offering research. So we thought the biggest gap was education. There was a massive, huge education problem that people didn't know you could die from skin cancer, didn't know how prevalent it was. And that's what we did. So 15 years ago, we set up as a charity solely dedicated to education and to raise awareness of the profile of skin cancer. And then what we did 2 years ago was set up the mass training, which obviously is how we've embraced working with the beauty industry, which has been truly amazing, really.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It's great that it's come from such a good from a good cause, and also just I think that awareness piece, like disease awareness as a whole, is so important.
Well, it's quite shocking when you think of the statistics. Many of your audience may have heard of melanoma. Melanoma gets talked about a little bit, but people don't understand the bigger picture of skin cancer. 7 people die a day of melanoma with skin cancer. Now, skin cancer doesn't necessarily kill you in the majority of cases. However, there are over 200,000 cases a year, which is absolutely an astronomical amount that even outstrips breast cancer. Yeah, everybody talks about breast cancer, bowel cancer, cervical, ovarian cancer. No one thinks, if you added all those cancers together, they would just about equal what skin cancer is. But the alarming thing is that out of this, that 90% is preventable. So I'm no politician, but it's like, well, hold on a minute. We're spending all this money, which is estimated to be in the region of about £465 million a year, yet the disease is 90% preventable. So the only people that can do something about it is each or only one of us. And that's where our charity steps in, because we need to prevent this from happening. The rates of skin cancer in the last decade have risen by 56%. So that says it all, really, that the figures are starting to go through the roof, and it's affecting younger people. So unless we do something now, we are going to have another epidemic on our hands. And let's save the NHS some money. The NHS is so strapped for cash that it seems ridiculous that they're losing so much cash to a disease that is, largely preventable.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And in terms of so you mentioned like trainings and things that you're doing. Could you let us know a bit more about those?
Yeah, what we did in 2018, there's a little bit of a background story to this, that Karen Clifford's daughter was actually a beauty therapist, and she was the one that was giving her mum a spray tan at home and noticed a suspicious lesion on her stomach and said, "Mum, what's this?" Mum dismissed it and said, "Oh, we're not sure, it's been scabbing and quite sure what it is." But it was daughter that said, "Mum, you really do need to get this looked at." So she did, and obviously the long and short of that was that went on to be a melanoma. Yeah. So we all knew that the beauty industry has an absolutely vital role to play, because they see people's skin close up and personable, and also more often than a GP. People don't go to the GP unless it's a problem, as where people are going to see their beauty therapist, their holistic therapist, their masseur, their nail technician, all different types of the ear. And we developed a training really to fill that gap. So we knew those people don't get any formal training. There was no formal training out there that could be offered. And we developed an online solution because, again, as a small grassroots charity, we felt the way that we could get this to everybody was to make it online. Little did we know there was a pandemic because we didn't know that was around the corner, but thank God that we're online. That has allowed us to reach now over 8,000 people have taken the training, which has been absolutely astronomical. So really, really blown away by that. The training course is very, very simple. You just go along to the website, which is www.masced.uk. And that stands for Melanoma and Skin Cancer Early Detection. Pop onto the website, you sign up, do the training. It can take you about 2 hours. You can dip in and dip out when you want. You can do it over a period of time. We were very of the belief that this training should be offered for free. We did offer it for free for over 3,000 people, but now we make a charge. So the charge for that training is only £20, which is really, we think, a really low figure to go with to keep it accessible to everybody. A small cost. And the strapline of the training is training eyes to save lives, which sounds like a bit of a cliche, but it's definitely not. Every week we're getting reports in of a hairdresser that spotted something, a barber that spotted something, a beautician that spotted something, a nail technician that spotted something on somebody's nail. And that's the inspiration behind the training of how everybody that works in this industry has an absolutely vital role to play. And that's why we're just getting more and more people sign up. And we just need to raise awareness of it to say training is available, and when people realize, they go, oh God, yeah, that's really relevant to my role, I want to consider this.
Yeah, and I think especially where you talk about like the difference almost when you go to a GP and that relationship and that trust you almost have with your nail technician, and it's completely different.
Any of your viewers watching this will know that their clients are sometimes like their friends, aren't they? They're a community of people that they share their deepest, darkest secrets with. They tell them things that they probably wouldn't tell other family members. And how often do people go to the GP with a skin problem? If they've got a skin problem, and particularly if it's nothing that's giving them any symptoms, or it's not got any pain, and areas of their body that they can't see themselves, people would not think of going to a GP, as where people in the hair and beauty industry are perfectly placed, because they have that relationship, and two, they're probably seeing the skin close up and personable in areas that the clients can't see for themselves. And they can throw into that conversation, oh, by the way, did you know you'd got this on your back? Or I've seen this on your leg. Have you seen it before? Are you aware of this? And it's those open conversations which can help us signpost. And that's what's happening. People are signposting saying, please get this checked out. And it's resulting in lots and lots of cases of early diagnosis.
Yeah. And so that training, it covers both sort of spotting the signs, and also does it cover kind of handling those sort of tricky?
Yeah. Because we knew there's no formal training. This is the interesting thing, that we've approached Habia because we believe that this training should be offered across the board. Everybody that comes through has graded it as 5-star and said, why isn't everybody doing this training? This should be standard across the industry. And so we've approached Habia, and they are looking to put it in the national operating standards. So for us, that would be absolutely heaven sent.
Yeah.
The word skin surveillance, anybody entering the industry will have to do some kind of skin surveillance training. And that for us is what it's all about. And we developed the training to think, it's not just about looking at the signs and symptoms of what to look out for. It's how to have that conversation. We're not there to diagnose. We make that very clear that, skin cancer can only be truly diagnosed at the end of the day by a consultant dermatologist. But what we want to do is give people the confidence and empower them to make some decisions and say, well, actually, I've done a little bit of training in this. You've got something there that I think you really should get it checked out. And how to introduce, I had early cases diagnosed, and the people that have spotted it has said, my client was so grateful to me that I pointed this out to them, and they will never go anywhere else as a client. They'll always stick with me because they know I've put their health and well-being above anything else. This is not about just being a client, relationship. This is putting their welfare at the heart of what the services that's being conducted, and that goes really, really well down with customers, because they think that's lovely that they've got that kind of support.
Yeah, that's amazing. And in terms of, I know you mentioned, so the website where people can go and access the training course, what other kind of resources are sharing like this awareness month, and over on the resource center?
Yeah, what you've got when you do the training, and we're very aware that a lot of people have their own businesses, so we're very aware that people might want to buy resources. So once they've done the training, there's an area on the dashboard of their account where they can go to buy resources. So it might be our handy little sun safety booklets that they might want for their own salon or clinic. We also provide rulers as well, so people can use these in part of the detection process when they're looking at people's skin. And also this month we have our Skin Cancer Awareness Month. It's an annual campaign that we run every May. We have done for the past 5 years. And it's to really raise the profile within not just the beauty industry, but across the board because of this lack of education, because people don't think you can die from skin cancer and because the cases are rising so rapidly. So what we do have is we work with all the national press. We've been in the ITV News. We reach out to all our partners and we've given them all toolboxes to share the campaign on their own social network, and our own social media platforms have been really active with educational posts. All of our posts are educational related, so people can share them accordingly with their own communities. So anybody that's interested really just needs to pop along to our website, just like our page, and they can start sharing posts from that. Or if they want to go one step further, do the training, which would be amazing. And then go one step further is, do you know what, I'm going to order some booklets to have in my salon or in my clinic or in my practice so I can help spread this message. Because there's probably, I think there's about 1 million people employed in the industry. Now, if each one of those people tells 5 others, that's 5 million people that we can reach. And that's the extent of our training. I mean, we know that our training has gone global now. We've not just had people from the UK, we've had people from America, Australia, Europe, which has been really refreshing. However, there still people in the UK, it's only been out there 18 months, don't know it's there. So we just want everybody to come on board and really take the training, because this is not just for them, it's for their own family and friends, and they can, help detect things in their own partners. Just having that knowledge really empowers them to understand, and they can impact skin cancer statistics. We know that the NHS are getting more and more referrals due to our work. So for us, it's heaven sent, really.
Yeah, that's amazing. So thank you so much for joining me today. It's been great to just hear about story, like the training, the progress, and really excited to see, like, as you say, as many people reached as possible this month and through, not just during Skin Cancer Month, throughout. And that's the interesting thing about the charity, that our campaign that we've got this month, about educational 12 months of the year. So this is not just a campaign that's here today or gone tomorrow. This is something we want everybody to embrace and enjoy, really, and join us on that journey. And normally we go to Olympia Beauty every year, so it's nice to be able to do it this way, really, and reach out to some people. And I think in October we've got a face-to-face one planned, haven't we? So that would be great. Yeah, that would be lovely. It'd be lovely to see you there.
Yeah. No problem, we will be there, definitely.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, Marie. It's been lovely chatting, and I'm sure so many
people
find this video really, really valuable.
Yeah, lovely. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.